Hello everybody, my name's Alex. I'm one of the Youth Services Librarians with the Pierce County Library System, and today we're going to do some drawing. I'm going to construct some shapes with my pencil and ruler, and together we'll see if we can't make some art. So let's go to my desk and get started.
Okay, here we are at my desk with a clean white sheet of paper. You can use any kind of paper that you like, of course, but I'd like to start with a blank sheet. Now, the tools that we're going to be using for this particular situation involve a ruler. I personally prefer one that has a nice straight edge to it, since we're going to be doing a lot of line drawing on it, and a pencil to do the drawing with. So now that you have your tools with you, including your sheet of paper, let's get started. We're going to start by drawing a square. Now, by drawing a square, sometimes you can just put it all together, but the way that I'm going to go about doing it is by making dots on the ruler. These dots are spaced 2 inches apart in this drawing, and I'm making 4 dots. That's with that, hopefully all in straight lines. And by putting the dots in first, I'll have points that I can draw on the ruler later when it comes to making the drawing in its entirety. And it also means that each of the lines that I draw is going to be the same distance apart. When you're trying to make a square, of course, you want to make sure that all of your lines and dots are the same distance apart. Now that I have dots together, I'm going to line them up on the edge of the ruler, and then use my pencil to draw the actual line between the dots. This takes a little fiddling sometimes to make sure that the line that you're drawing is straight. Right. There's one line ready. There's the second line. There's line number 3. Sometimes drawing it with a couple of strokes back and forth helps make sure that the line shows up on the paper. And there's line number 4, and look at what we've produced. It's a square, just by putting some dots on paper and drawing lines between them. Now we can do other shapes as well. If we wanted to do, say, a triangle, we can do much the same idea of construction with dots. In this case, I've already got 1 dot, and I'm going to draw a line to the 1-inch point afterward. Now for a triangle, of course, I need another dot up top, and I'm going to set it in such a way that it is about halfway between where I started drawing the bottom line in its endpoints. Since I've got a dot up top, now I can do the same thing that I did with the square and draw lines between the dot up top. There's one side of the triangle. And then from the dot up top to the other dot that I put down on the bottom of the shape. And look at that. Now we have a triangle as well. Now why don't we try to do something a little more complex? I think this time I'm going to create a trapezoid. It's not a usual shape, but it's one that I really like and think is kind of fun. So again, I'm going to draw. Oh, this is one of those things that happens if you don't hold on to your ruler. Sometimes the line slides away from you. This is okay. We're still just drawing with lines. But we just want to make sure that we draw straight lines instead of slightly curved ones. So you can see that. We'll get to it in just a little bit. Now I need to make some dots up top for the top line of the trapezoid. I can put the ruler up there, and if I trust my sense of measurement ability, I can just put the dots there. But really, it's easier for me to construct what I need to. So I'm going to put a couple of dots on the line that I've already drawn for the trapezoid, about 3/4 of an inch from each of the end spots. And then I'm going to draw some soft lines running straight up from those dots. Very soft, going to be erased lines up that way. That'll help me make sure that the lines that I'm drawing are tall enough when I put the dots there. And then with those dots, I'm going to draw from those dots to the corners like I was drawing the triangle. But that assumes that I've drawn them tall enough, and so instead I'm going to draw another small light line from the top of the triangle over to make sure that I've actually got dots that are tall enough and on the correct plane for this. So now that I know that my dots are in the right places, I can draw one side of the trapezoid there, and then the other side of the trapezoid, just like we were drawing with the triangles. It's just dot to dot construction. There's no magic or secret freehand drawing ability going on here, just a ruler and a pencil and placing some dots. And now that I have 3 sides of the trapezoid complete, I'll finish it off by drawing the top line of the trapezoid. And there you are. Alright, we just created 3 shapes with our ruler and our pencil. We'll do a little erasing of the small lines that we created and that little bit down at the bottom of the trapezoid where the ruler slipped on me. Once I have all of that erased, then I have the beginnings of an art piece. Congratulations to you if you've been following along and you've drawn the same things. This is the beginning of something that could be wonderful, something that could be masterful, or you could decide to draw different sorts of shapes together. It's entirely up to you. I hope you had fun drawing with me.